So that's the water well over here, this building. But here, already on this throne, the dragon lady sit on that throne and give the death penalty to the emperor's favorite concubine. From here. Okay, let's have a look at those. On the both sides of the walls, there are two pieces of the articles written by the Emperor Qianlong, recount his victorious war in the West. Before the Emperor Qianlong, the territory of China was about only 3 million square kilometers. And this emperor who expanded China's territory from 3 million to 11 million square kilometers, who did whole lot of good things for this country, and who wrote those two pieces of articles around the time of 1758 in memory of those wars, and how difficult the hardship of the war and the victories of the battle. This is the emperor who expanded China's territory. And in 1755, who sent the army to the western part of China, where the vast land of the country got separated from mainland China for 1,000 years already, and divided into many small kingdoms. And this emperor who dismissed all the objections and sent the army to those places, and finally reclaimed those long lost land back into the map of China. Yes, so and that is the poem, which depicted how hard the war is and the victories of the war. This is the article. It is called the Discourse of Dispelling the Confusions, because there's a lot of people are confused why we engage. We are supposed to engage in this war. We are not, we're going to the war. But the emperor dismissed all the objections, telling people that the necessaries of bringing those back, those long lost land. So this is the article, give us the reason why he so determined to engage into that war. And also right here on this throne, the dragon lady. Let's have a look at this. There's a picture. This is a picture of the dragon lady, the most powerful lady at the end of the Qing dynasty. She ruled the country for 48 years. Right here in 1900, she gave the audience. She received this lady, the concubine of this emperor, right here in this palace, and asked her to commit suicide. She said that I didn't make any serious crime or didn't make any serious mistake. I should not deserve the death penalty. Yeah. But the dragon lady said to her, it's not your call, and asked those eunuchs carry her and out of this area and threw her into a water well. Died at the age of only 24 years old. The favorite concubine of this emperor. And when the dragon lady killed her, he never fell in love with anyone anymore, and he died alone with no children. That's why the emperor picked up the last emperor to be the new emperor. Yeah, because he has no children, no son. Okay, so we will be seeing a water well. You understand the water well? Yeah. Where she was killed. Quiet listening. That's a famous painting, which depicts the scene of people celebrating Chinese New Year. This is a very famous painting back in the days, to depict how those concubines and the kids in the Forbidden City to celebrate the Chinese New Year. So this is a concubine. She's wearing this fur hat and watching the kids play on the ground and welcoming the New Year's. Okay. So that's the water well where the concubine was killed at. So, yeah, it is very small, but back in the days, it's much bigger than this. The opening is much bigger, but in 1901, when they come back to the Forbidden City, they rebuilt this opening and have the lady retrieved out of the water well. In 1898, this emperor, let me show you that picture again. This Emperor Guangxu, he was trying to reform the country for modernization of the country.
For only maybe 100 days.
Yeah, which lasted for only 103 days, which is surprised brutally by the dragon lady. she said that she would rather lose out of the country than carry out the reform. And then she put the emperor under house arrest and also put this lady under the house arrest for nearly 2 years, right? Yeah, in the building behind this wall, because she supported the emperor.
The husband.
Yeah, her husband, her emperor. And in 1900, those 8 countries allied forces, they invaded Beijing. So the dragon lady got so worried. So she decided to flee out of the Forbidden City, flee out of Beijing to Xi'an. Before she left, she gave the audience of this lady right in that palace. She said to her, those red devils refers to those enemies, those foreign invaders. The red devils are coming into the Forbidden City. Yeah, you are so beautiful. You might be getting insulted by those red devils. Why don't you kill yourself? She said that, I didn't make any mistake, serious mistake, and deserve the death penalty. The dragon lady said that it's not your call, and asked those eunuchs carry her out of that palace and threw her into this water well. But the dragon lady got so haunted, in her dreams for like a year. Upon she returned to the Forbidden City, she asked her family to retrieve the body out of the water well, and her sister built this small memorial hall over here, right here, 华远堂 Memorial Hall. Yeah, where her sister and her family members would offer the tribute, the incense to the poor lady annually after that. So someone said that those pictures are not the concubine, not the emperor, but that is not the point. The point is you can get a general idea how those ladies and the emperor look like back in the days. Okay, the poor emperor and poor ladies.
Yeah.
So and when they rebuild this water well, they make it very small and put a stone lock on the top of this. But here was the site where the lady was killed.